Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you. This is a triple one. I'm going to be traveling on an NCSY event, so it's going to be a halacha for Thursday the 15th of December, Friday the 16th, and also for Sunday the 18th. Please listen to a little bit each day. Here's your halacha for Thursday. Hanukkah's right around the corner, and of course, when Hanukkah arrives, you will be saying Al Hanisim in all of your benchings throughout the entire Hanukkah, and also you'll be saying Al Hanisim in all of your Shmona Esreis throughout the entire Hanukkah. If you forget to say Al Hanisim in benching or in Shmona Esrei, you do not have to repeat the benching or the Shmona Esrei. That is, of course, not to say that it's not important. It's just it's not a thing that we would repeat benching or Shmona Esrei for. But please try to remember, and not a halachic point, but just a practical point. Please be very careful that you're saying the Al Hanisim insert for Hanukkah and not by mistake the one for Purim. That would be really crazy. So please remember to say those inserts in your Shmona Esrei and also in benching, but you wouldn't repeat if you forgot to say them. Remember that throughout the days of Hanukkah, you will be saying the full Hallel each and every day. And here's an interesting one. There will be 2 days of Rosh Chodesh in the middle of Hanukkah. On Rosh Chodesh, we usually say the quote-unquote half a Hallel. But because all 8 days are Hanukkah, we're going to be saying the complete Hallel all of the 8 days, and that'll be a Rosh Chodesh on which we'll say the full Hallel, again, because it is inside of Hanukkah. Now your halacha for Friday, this is the piece you should listen to on Friday, for the 16th of December. Here goes. When lighting the menorah, there are all kinds of choices of how you could light. There are fantastic wax or paraffin candles that you can buy in any store. Shabbos candles work fantastic, and of course, you are allowed to use those. However, olive oil is always considered preferable, and the reason for that is because the actual miracle, way back at the story of Hanukkah, happened with olive oil, and that's why we like to try to use olive oil instead of wax. If you can't get wax, I'm sorry, if you can't get olive oil, it is okay to use wax candles, and that would be fine. While I'm on that, I should just mention that they sometimes sell these very skinny little candles, and they're cute, the colorful ones. The problem with them is you have to make certain that they will burn for a full half an hour. If they can't burn for a half an hour, then you set up a lighting, which really wasn't compatible. It wasn't going to work, and then when it blows out, you really didn't fulfill the mitzvah. So please try very carefully to make certain that if you're using candles, that you're using the kind that are big enough to burn for an entire half an hour at least. Okay, and now here's your Sunday halacha for the 18th. And it is this: when lighting the menorah, it is important for you to light it in such a way that people looking at your, let's say, window, looking at your menorahs, can tell what day it is. So that if you have, let's say, 3 or 4 people lighting on 3 or 4 menorahs, and they're all smushed right on top of each other, so that when you look in through the window, you just see a mushmash of candles, then you didn't really do it so perfectly. It should be clear to somebody walking by that it's, oh, I see, it's the second night of Hanukkah, because I see two over there, two over there. That must be another menorah. But try to have them distinctly separate so that anybody walking by could clearly see what day it is that you're showing. You know, in poor times when Jews couldn't afford candles or oil, you are allowed to just celebrate Hanukkah each night with one candle. But we call ourselves the Mahadrin Mina Mahadrin, those who really try to go beyond the letter of the law and try to make sure to have an additional candle each and every night. And let's face it, it's easy these days because thank God we have money and candles are easily affordable, and therefore everyone should try, of course, to make sure to have 2 distinct ones for the second night, 3 for the third, and make sure that people could see it from the streets. If you have your menorah, make certain that there's at least a finger width, like almost an inch between candle to candle, such that they're not so close together that you can't tell what you're looking at. But each one should be separate enough that they look beautifully separate and you can count clearly what night it is. Thanks for logging on, and log on again Sunday night into Monday when we'll have our regular scheduled one halacha at a time. Thank you. Bye-bye.